The Weather Channel is an American basic cable and satellite television channel owned by a consortium made up of the Blackstone Group, Bain Capital, and NBCUniversal. Its headquarters are located in Atlanta, Georgia. Launched on May 2, 1982, the channel broadcasts weather forecasts and weather-related news and analysis, along with documentaries and entertainment programming related to weather. A sister network, Weatherscan, is a digital cable and satellite service that offers 24-hour automated local forecasts and radar imagery. In addition to its programming on the cable channel, TWC also provided forecasts for terrestrial and satellite radio stations, newspapers and websites, and maintained an extensive online presence at weather.com through a set of mobile applications for smartphones and tablet computers. These services are now administered by the Weather Channel's former parent company, the Weather Company, which was sold to IBM in 2016. The Weather Channel continues to license its brand assets in weather data from IBM. As of July 2015, the Weather Channel was received by approximately 89.7 million American households that subscribe to a pay television service. As recently as February 2015, the network was the most distributed cable network in the United States with 97.3 million subscribers. However, it was subsequently dropped by Verizon Fios, giving the title of most distributed network to HLN. Actual viewership of the channel averaged 210,000 during 2013 and has been declining for several years. History. The Weather Channel was founded on July 18, 1980, by veteran television meteorologist John Coleman and Frank Batten, then president of the channel's original owner Landmark Communications. The channel launched at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Time on May 2, 1982. Originally, regional and local information was obtained by the National Weather Service for broadcast. Since 2002, all forecasting has been done on-site in Atlanta. Current. The Weather Channel uses special proprietary equipment that inserts information on current and future local weather conditions, and weather alerts issued by the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center if it is viewed on a cable television provider. The original WeatherStar technology has been upgraded on larger cable systems to the IntelliStar, which incorporates vocal local to announce current conditions, weather bulletins and detailed local forecasts. Subscribers of satellite, IPTV and some smaller cable providers originally saw only a roundup of local TWC-sourced forecasts for major cities across the U.S., as well as national and regional satellite and radar images, and severe weather watch and warning maps when active. However, satellite customers with newer systems or interactive receivers have the choice of roundups or localized forecasts. For both cable and satellite viewers, popular and smooth jazz music plays in the background during these segments. Some older WeatherStar units were still in use by small cable companies that couldn't afford to upgrade to the IntelliStar. The WeatherStar units are also able to overlay text-based local contact information over the national feed during certain business advertisements aired on the channel. The Weather Channel operates a service based on modified versions of the WeatherStar technology called Weatherscan, a separate channel which constantly displays local and regional conditions and forecasts, along with the Weather Channel's logo and advertisements. TWC's sister channels in Canada are the English language The Weather Network and the French language MEAQTEAQTO which use similar technology to that currently in use in the United States. The Weather Channel also runs websites in Latin America, Brazil, the United Kingdom, France and Germany. Apart from its stake in the Weather Network, TWC only runs its U.S. channel, although it does produce international forecasts. Also, the Weather Channel has weather station in national universities of USA, Canada, UK and Global Meteo station in North Pole and International Space Station. A definitive history of the network, The Weather Channel, The Improbable Rise of a Media Phenomenon, by Jeffrey L. Cruikshank and network co-founder Frank Batten, was published by Harvard Business Press in May 2002, in honor of TWC's 20th anniversary. Sale to NBC Universal, Bain, and Blackstone on January 3, 2008. Landmark Communications put the Weather Channel and its assets up for sale. On July 6, 2008, NBC Universal, Bain Capital and Blackstone Group agreed to jointly purchase the Weather Channel from Landmark, making it the channel's first ownership change in 26 years. The sale was finalized on September 12, 2008. NBC Universal also owned NBC Weather Plus, a rival service which was carried by and featured content from the NBC television network's local affiliates. That service announced its discontinuation 3 months later. Sub-channels carrying Weather Plus have since switched to the similarly formatted The Local AccuWeather channel, kept the Weather Plus engine, or switched affiliations to other networks such as this TV of the Retro Television Network. Some have shut down entirely. From November 2008 to February 2009, the Weather Channel laid off 7 long-time on-camera meteorologists: Christina Abernathy, Ebony Dion, Kristen Dodd, Rich Johnson, Cheryl Lemke, Mark Mancuso and Dave Schwartz. With the exception of Dion, all had been on the air for more than 10 years, and 3 of them had been employed by the network for more than 20 years. In July 2010, the Weather Channel terminated Bill Kennelly, the last of the original on-camera meteorologists who appeared on the network's first broadcasts in 1982. In December of that year, the network also laid off on-camera meteorologist Nicole Mitchell, who later would file a lawsuit against the Weather Channel in 2012, alleging that she had been terminated because the channel's new owners disapproved of the time required by her simultaneous duties as a captain in the U.S. Air Force Reserve as one of the Hurricane Hunters team. Such reserve duties are protected by U.S. law. Inevitably, the merger of NBC on-air meteorologists began in May 2009. Former NBC Weather Plus meteorologist Todd Santos joined the Weather Channel on May 2 of that year. Al Roker of NBC's Today began hosting a 1-hour morning program called Wake Up with Al, alongside meteorologist Stephanie Abrams later in the summer. However, for New York City-based forecasting operations, the former NBC Weather Plus forecasting, radar and graphics systems remain in place, with banners changed to fit the Weather Channel's graphics scheme. On September 10, 2009, the Weather Channel co-founder Frank Batten died. Later years. In January 2012, David Kenny took over as Chief Executive Officer of the Weather Channel, replacing former AOL executive Mike Kelly, who had been appointed as the company's CEO in the summer of 2009. Although all operations, sales support and marketing and a bulk of employees are located in the headquarters in Atlanta, Kenny declined to move there, and continues to live and work from his home in Boston, visiting Atlanta once or twice per quarter. This is counter to general company policy which discourages telecommuting for the majority of employees. Later in 2012, the Weather Channel's holding company changed its name from the Weather Channel companies to the Weather Company. The company also purchased competing weather service and website Weather Underground the same year. On March 10, 2015, Verizon Fios dropped the Weather Channel and Weatherscan for the rival AccuWeather. On September 9, 2015, the channel announced a phased overhaul of its programming schedule during 2016, in which the channel would gradually shift its focus back towards a forecast-based lineup. The channel cancelled Wake Up with Al and announced that AMHQ would be reformatted as a weather-focused program, with Stephanie Abrams taking over as host, while original host Sam Champion will become a contributor for its prime-time schedule starting November 2. The network also announced it would no longer greenlight original long-form programming, and expand live forecast programming on its schedule throughout 2016 once all remaining long-form programs already in development conclude their runs. In a memo sent out to network staff by Weather Company CEO David Kenny, it cited the refocusing towards weather-based programs was done on the basis that our most passionate fans come to us for the weather and the science behind the weather, not our original shows. Around 50 TWC employees, including production, engineering and financial staff, were laid off, and the television channel's budget was reduced to focus investments on the company's internet and mobile properties. In August 2015, reports surfaced that the Weather Company's owners were considering a sale of all or part of the venture, having hired Morgan Stanley and PJT Partners to explore their options. On October 28, 2015, it was announced that IBM would acquire most of the Weather Company's assets, including Weather.com, Weather Underground, the related mobile applications, and their underlying data platforms, for an undisclosed amount. IBM plans to leverage its Watson technology as part of the acquisition, foreseeing its use for weather analytics and predictions. The deal, which closed the following January, does not include the Weather Channel itself, which remains owned by the Bain, Blackstone, NBCUniversal consortium, and entered into a long-term licensing agreement with IBM for use of its weather data and the Weather Channel name and branding. In August 2016, reports surfaced that Sinclair Broadcast Group expressed interest in acquiring ownership of the Weather Channel international versions over the years. Attempts to broadcast international versions of TWC apart from Canada's The Weather Network, MEAQTEAQTO and the Australian version of the Weather Channel have failed. TWC also operates websites that provide localized forecasts in Brazil, France, Germany, India, Latin America and the United Kingdom, but some of these sites apparently have not been developed further since 2003. The Weather Channel also shares radar imagery and forecasts with the Weather Network, particularly for the Weather Channel's Canadian forecasts. A UK version of the Weather Channel operated from September 1, 1996 to January 30, 1998, when it was shut down due to low viewership. It shared channel space with Sky Movies Gold, Sky Box Office 2, the Racing Channel and Galavision, airing for 5 hours a day. It was designed for cable as it had local weather information for specific regions. In some areas, it was carried on cable providers 24 hours a day. TWC also operated the Weather Channel Latin America, a Spanish-language network serving Mexico, Puerto Rico and South America. This network launched in 1996 and existed until December 20, 2002, when it ceased operations due to budget cuts. The channel's 3 original on-camera weather presenters were Paola Elorza, Sal Morales and Mari Carmen Ramos. All 3 left the channel within a year of its launch and respectively went on to work for Univision in Miami. Telemundo in Los Angeles, and CNN International. In 1998, a Portuguese version was launched in Brazil, which ceased operations on the same date due to low ratings. Local on the 8s. Since its inception, the Weather Channel has broadcast segments providing local weather observations and forecasts generated by WeatherStar systems, proprietary computer units that are installed at the head ends of individual cable providers. Until 1995, the forecast segments aired at various times each hour, but are currently shown at times ending in 8. As such, in 1996, the channel adopted Local on the 8s as the title for the segments. With the introduction of the IntelliStar system, traffic information was also generated that provided roadway flow, construction and accident information for metropolitan areas where Traffic.com provides traffic data. However, this feature was eliminated from the IntelliStar's programmed flavors when Traffic.com ended its content agreement with TWC in 2010. The WeatherStar systems also utilize a lower display line that appears at the bottom of the screen during all programming, providing current conditions for a specific location and 2 or 3 towns within 15 miles. Almanac data and forecasts on cable head ends using the IntelliStar system, and only current conditions and forecasts on cable head ends using star models from WeatherStar XL and older. WeatherStar units also allow cable providers to scroll text messages when in use, including the capability to broadcast severe weather advisories and warnings in effect for the jurisdiction in which the WeatherStar system's cable head end is located and its immediate surrounding area. Related services: television, radio and newspaper presence. The Weather Channel provides forecasts for satellite radio provider SiriusXM Radio in the United States. Both services run regional forecasts on a single station, and operate several individual stations providing combined local weather and traffic information for major metropolitan areas. TWC also maintains content partnerships with a number of local U.S. radio stations to provide local forecasts, using announcers separate from the meteorologists seen on the television channel. For some affiliates, the Weather Channel provides a limited amount of live coverage during local severe weather events. Distribution of TWC radio content is currently handled by Westwood One. Similarly, the Weather Channel also provides weather reports for a number of newspapers around the United States. This included a half-page national forecast for USA Today, which TWC provided content for until September 2012, when rival AccuWeather replaced the Weather Channel as the paper's forecast provider, with TWC's forecasts being replaced with AccuWeather's on the USA Today.com website 1 month later. Online services: TWC provided numerous customized forecasts for online users through its website weather.com, including home and garden and event planning forecasts. Third-party web analytics providers Alexa and SimilarWeb rated the site as the 146th and 244th most visited website in the world respectively. As of July 2015, SimilarWeb rates the site as the most visited weather website globally, attracting more than 126 million visitors per month. It also provided web access for mobile phone users, desktop widgets for quick reference by computer users, and customized weather feeds for individual websites. Cell phone customers could also receive local forecasts from TWC sent to the mobile handset assets via SMS by sending a text message with his zip code to 42,278. The Weather Channel also provided weather forecasts for other online services including Yahoo. In addition, the Weather Channel maintained apps for the iPhone, iPad, Android, Apple TV, Kindle Fire, and Windows mobile and tablet platforms. TWC formerly maintained two versions of its mobile applications, a free version that incorporates advertising and a pay version called TWC Max that does not feature advertising. The latter was discontinued in favor of an all-ad-supported model on January 6, 2014. Aside from location-based weather forecast information, the apps provided radar maps and tropical and seasonal updates, as well as social media-related functions that track weather-related Twitter messages and allow users to send Facebook friends severe weather alerts. The channel also disseminated severe weather information and photos and videos submitted by meteorologists and viewers on its Twitter feed. In July 2012, the weather company purchased competing weather website Weather Underground. While the Weather Channel already had success with its own mobile apps, it planned to use Weather Underground's large network of digital forecasting and tracking websites to bolster its digital growth. Weather Underground operates separately from the Weather Channel and continues to provide its own forecasts, though its website incorporates some weather news and video content from TWC. The website Weather.com and most of the Weather Channel's digital assets were sold to IBM in January 2016. Programming. Weather forecast programming made up TWC's entire schedule prior to its incorporation of weather-related original programming, referred in network, promotional materials and press releases as long-form programming in 2000. The number of hours devoted to TWC's in-studio forecast programs have steadily eroded since then. The network's live studio programs air regularly from 5 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on weekdays and 5 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays, Sundays and holidays. AMHQ airs weekdays between 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. These are followed by the Weather Channel's flagship program, Weather Center Live, which airs from 9 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and the network's evening program, Weather Underground, which airs from 6 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. On weekends, AMHQ airs from 5 o'clock a.m. to 9 o'clock a.m., followed by Weekend Recharge from 9 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. The Weather Channel also broadcasts original weather-related documentary, entertainment series and specials. These programs run from 8 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time on weekdays and 12 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time on weekends and holidays. During severe weather events affecting portions of the United States, the Weather Channel may preempt original programming in favor of airing special extended editions of Weather Center Live to provide long-form coverage and analysis. Preemptions vary between local and nationwide, depending upon the impact of the weather phenomenon story and if a local provider utilizes a later model weather star unit that allows the use of dual feeds that can substitute programming with long-form weather coverage in a given area. Movies. In a move that caused controversy with many long-time viewers, the Weather Channel began airing weather-related movies on Friday nights on October 30, 2009. The first feature to be broadcast by the channel was the 2000 film The Perfect Storm. After December 2009, these weekly movies were discontinued for the time being in favor of running Weather Center, which already aired throughout prime time during the rest of the work week. Despite the controversy, the Friday night film block resumed on March 26, 2010 under the title Flick in a Forecast, co-hosted by the Weather Channel meteorologist Jen Carfagna and MSNBC contributor Toure, with the documentary Into Thin Air: Deaths on Everest. During the broadcasts, the lower display line that normally appears on TWC shows to provide local weather information was removed, appearing only a few times each hour during the film as a substitute for the standard local on the 8 test segments, with a translucent TWC logo bug appearing at other times during the film when the LDL was not on screen. While the films shown within the Flick and a Forecast block were weather-related in some form, some films featured had only a minimal tie to weather. On May 31, 2010, News Blues reported the Weather Channel's decision to cancel the movie block, due in part to viewer criticism of movies being shown on what is intended as a news and information channel, as well as a snafu that occurred during an April 2010 tornado outbreak that led to a scheduled movie being aired instead of wall-to-wall severe weather coverage. The Flick and a Forecast presentations were then replaced by an additional hour of Weather Center and a 2-hour block of long-form original programs. Notable current personalities: on-camera meteorologist Stephanie Abrams, AMHQ, Mike Betts, meteorologist, anchor of Weather Underground and lead tornado tracker, Paul Goodloe, Weekend Recharge, Maria LaRosa, Weekend Recharge, Reynolds Wolf, AMHQ Weekend. Hosts Sam Champion, 23.5 Degrees host, AMHQ host. Ana Idis Rodriguez, AMHQ co-anchor. Specialists Jim Cantor, storm specialist, AMHQ co-anchor. Greg Forbes, severe weather expert. Brian Norcross, tropical weather specialist. Reporters Dave Malkoff, field feature reporter. Mike Seidel, field reporter. Former personalities John Coleman, co-founder of the Weather Channel, retired. Vivian Brown, Crystal Egger, Al Roker, Dave Schwartz, deceased. Branding, logos. The Weather Channel's first and most recognized logo was a blue rectangular box with rounded edges that debuted with the Weather Channel's first broadcast on May 2, 1982. This logo was revised in 1996, with the corners becoming less rounded and the logo becoming slightly flat. The weather.com URL text was permanently added underneath the logo in 2000. On August 15, 2005, the logo was overhauled again. The logo became a straight-edged square with no white trim on the edge, and the Weather Channel text became oriented in title case and left justified, similar to its Canadian sister channel, the Weather Network. A 25th anniversary logo used in 2007 featured a white square edged in blue connected to the current logo with the text 25 years inside it in blue. Since NBCUniversal became a co-owner of the network in 2008, the network has participated in the Green is Universal campaign, which occurs twice a year, usually during April and November. The network's logo changes to a shade of green as part of the campaign promoting environmental conservation. Slogans. TWC slogans often mean it's the world's most trusted weather source. 1982 to 1984, we take the weather seriously, but not ourselves. 1984 to 1986, weatherproofing America. 1986 to 1991, you need us, the Weather Channel, for everything you do. 1991 to 1996, weather you can always turn to. 1996 to 2001, no place on Earth has better weather. 2001 to 2005, Live by It 2005 to 2008, Bringing Weather to Life 2008 to 2013, The Weather Has Never Looked Better 2013 present, It's Amazing Out There.